guys, welcome to the Soul on Fire show. I am so excited to have you here. Thank you so much to those that are on the live. Thank you to those who are watching the replay. Today, we are going to go deep into the emotional body, and we are going to talk about stress and overwhelm. We're going to talk about your vibrational fields and how to manipulate time and space and energy for you to manage your life and get to a highest version of you. Welcome, everyone that is on. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Noelle Agape, and I am a leading expert in health, wellness, and consciousness. I am so grateful to be here, guys, and I am so grateful to talk to you today about the emotional body, because this is my pocket, right? The energetic fields and the emotional body, and understanding the energetic fields and how it really truly affects your emotions and how it affects your life. So what is your emotional body, right? Your emotional body is something that is so important to understand. And when you understand your emotional body, and when you understand that your energetic fields, that you actually can manipulate both your emotional body and your energetic fields, like it's electromagnetic fields that we speak about on this channel all the time. That's when you understand that you can manipulate time and space, and you can truly choose the reality of your choice. So again, thank you so much for being here on the live. Thank you for being on the replay. The emotional body is such a beautiful gift. And when I say the emotional body is such a beautiful gift, is when you understand emotions, and when you understand the power of your emotions and the power of your life and the power that you have within you. Everything is within inside of you. So your emotional body is this beautiful gift from the universe, right? And so we are all energy. We all know that we are all energy. And so when we understand that we can actually manipulate energy through the emotional body, that's when we start to grasp how we can change reality, and how we can dance with the universe, is what I like to call it. So let's just start by saying the emotional body, with, good, bad, or indifferent. Emotions are not bad. They're not good. What they are there are lessons. They're there to show you exactly where you are in your vibration. And your vibration is what you are manifesting, right? And so your emotions they do not create your reality. And that's a very important understanding that many don't understand. People think that they tap into their emotional body and then they create it from there. What your emotions are is, it's truly, you're just your teacher. It is absolutely a gauge of where you are in your vibrational fields to correct and recalibrate to your reality. That's a lot, right? And so on this channel, we talk about science and spirituality. We talk about merging in science and spirituality. I'm super excited because we're wrapping up this final season of season 2 of the Soul on Fire show, which is amazing and wonderful. This is my 5th season as a TV host. And so what we are going to do is we're going to start igniting that passion within through travel, lifestyle, and adventure on the next season. And I promise you guys, that's going to be an amazing journey to come on. So your emotional body is such a gift. And when you understand that your emotions in every aspect, whether it is a lower vibration emotion or a higher vibration emotion, it is all energy. So from that sense, overwhelm and stress, what that is overwhelm and stress is showing you that you are not living your greatest life. You're not living from the place of your highest self. You are not connected to spirit, source, God, because when you are in stress, you don't have clarity, you don't have emotion, you have brain fog, you have, so the mind-body connection is tremendous. We've talked about that all the time on this channel, right? We talk about eating healthy and exercising and understanding the kinesiology of the mental body, and then the physical body, how it has the endorphins and the oxytocin and the serotonin, and that shoots to the emotional body. So the emotional body, and understanding that, is really a journey within you. And when you understand that the emotional body is a journey within you, it allows you to see the mental and physical body on a different way, right? And so you understand that your mental fog and your brain and everything, and your physical endurance and everything that you have comes from your emotional body. What does that even mean, right? So your emotional body shows you exactly where you are. Where are you with your physical body, right? Are you eating healthy? Are you not, your emotions are truly triggered to your physical body. They're truly triggered to your mental body. It's all connected. And then your final piece is your energetic body, right? So your thoughts become your beliefs, and your beliefs become patterns, and your patterns become reality. And so your emotions are not creating your reality. Your emotions are actually showing you where you are in your vibrational fields towards your reality. So are you closer to your inner being? Or are you further away from your inner being? Meaning, are you closer to spirit? Are you closer to God, source of the universe? Are you tapped in, tuned in, turned on? Are you where you're supposed to be? Are you on path, or you're not on path? That's what the emotional body teaches you, right? And so when you're in alignment with your physical body and your mental body, your emotional body is a lot easier, because it truly is. And I have a relationship with each, guys. And you know, I teach this for the past 19 years. I am a health and wellness counselor. I'm an NLP trainer. I'm a quantum energy trainer, and I'm studying to be a shaman. So I know all of the bodies, that the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the energetic body, and the spiritual body. All of those tied together get you to the greatest version of yourself. And there are times in life where things happen, and there are times in life where life teaches you and shows you your greatness. And I'm going to say that again. There are times in life where life shows you your greatness. It shows you how powerful you are. It shows you how worthy you are. And it's your opportunity. It's your opportunity to choose to be greater. So if something is going on in your life, like stress or overwhelm, which is a chemical that is shot in your brain, right? And so it's chemicals from your neurotransmitters are being fired, and they're in overwhelm. The best thing to do is retreat. And I want to tell you a little bit about what happened with me, right? And so I have a lot going on in my life right now. I was moving, my career's going in a different path. And, a lot of people were coming at me. I was in a business group. I was in a PR group. I was in all of these different things. And, in the process, I wasn't taking time for myself. I wasn't taking time for me. I wasn't taking time to connect. Right. And so I did travel. I went to New York, and I had amazing adventures, and you guys are going to see that on the travel show. It was amazing and wonderful. And I just needed a minute when I got back. And so your emotional body shows you, right? And so does your physical, and your mental body shows you what you need. You just have to be willing to listen to it. And so the relationship that I have with my emotional body is the most important relationship that I have in my entire life. Now, you guys know that my kids are my greatest. They're truly my greatest gift that I've ever had in my entire life. So, with taking care of a family, taking care of a business, taking care of my clients, there are often times where you just don't take care of you. And so when you're not taking care of you, your emotional body will show you immediately, with stress, with overwhelm, with anxiety, with depression, with whatever is going on that's triggering in your emotional reality. That's just a sign to dial it all back. So I made a conscious choice this week to just focus on me, and focus on my purpose, and focus on not being in other people's energy. And when I talk about the emotional body and the energetic body, they're intertwined, right? And so when you take on other people's emotions, and when you take on other people's feelings, not only are you enabling them to not have spiritual and soul growth, but also you're taking on the overwhelm and the stress, right? That doesn't need to happen. So what I did this week was I dialed it back, and I truly said, okay, what do I need to do? I need to go within. I need a minute. I just need time without anybody else. Now, there are some people that are emotionally externally driven, and there are some people that are emotionally internally driven. And we're going to talk about that in the next segment, of how you're either an extrovert energetically or an introvert energetically. For me, it is meditation. For me, it is moving my body. For me, it is being healthy, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And so it's connecting all of those, right? Your emotional guide and your emotional guidance system, there's a vibratory field that every single emotion is at. And you can be at one emotional field for love, or prosperity, or abundance. And then, in another part of your life, you could be at a lower vibrational field. But I promise you that it all is intertwined, whether it is, your emotional body, or your physical body, or your mental body. Your vibrational field will never get to where you want it to be until you're dialed in with your emotional system. So the greatest gift that you can have is obtain a relationship with your emotional body. And so people say to me all the time, they say, Noelle, how do you maintain a relationship with your emotional body? Well, How is this making me feel right now in this moment, right? Be very, very present with what your emotions are telling you. Don't stuff your emotions down or don't put your emotions out on other people. Truly understand that when you have a relationship with your emotions, when you have a relationship with stress, when you have a relationship with overwhelm, when you have a relationship with love, when you have a relationship with your highest self, that is when you understand, okay, where do I need to pivot in my life? Where do I need clarity? How can I do this from a different place, right? And so how can I do things differently than the past stories that have been told in my mind, whether it's through your parents, through whatever it is? Your emotions are learned. And that's a big thing to understand, is that your emotions are learned. They're also felt very, very deeply. So I don't want to take away from that, right? When you understand that the feelings of emotions are teaching you what you're creating in the future. And I'm going to say that again, in a layman's terms. Your emotions are actually not your present reality. Your emotions are what's going on in that moment in time, is what you've created in the past. So in the moment that you have stress, in the moment that you have overwhelm, the moment that you have anger, the moment that you have fear, you can actually choose a higher vibration, a higher frequency. You can choose to shift that, right? So you have 5 seconds to shift that when you start to feel the fear, when you start to feel the anger, when you start to hurt, when you start to, because your mind cannot literally incorporate anything past that 5 seconds. So in that moment that you feel emotional discord, that is the moment that you get to create your new reality. And there is a time lapse between creating your energetic reality and your physical reality, right? And so the time lapse is your emotions. It's a big, big concept, and we're going to go deep today into the emotional and energetic body because they're super intertwined, right? And so the time lapse between your emotional body and your energetic body comes with the surrender piece, right? And so working on your emotional body, working on getting to a place where you get to, right? And I am a master, and I could truly say this. I am a master at emotions. And there are oftentimes and quite frequently, because I am a master in emotions, I'm studying deep into the shamanistic world, that a lot of life stuff happens. What happens often, though, is that I understand it. And I understand that it is teaching me and showing me. It is showing me my worth. It is showing me my, where I could be loving myself more, where I can be loving others more, where I'm standing in judgment, where I'm not in gratitude, right? And so there are 3 components of being enlightened. There are 3 components of being at an energetic frequency that are super high. And it is gratitude, it is non-judgment, and it is truly, truly just understanding that you don't have to, in non-judgment, gratitude, and understanding that you don't have to stay in that space, right? So it's choice. It's always choice when it comes to emotions. And so many people say to me, I'm a licensed counselor and I've been doing therapy for 20 years and then worked in neurolinguistics for the past 10 years and the quantum fields for the last 10 years. So many people say, Noelle, my emotions are real. They're only as real as you allow them to be, right? And so are they real that you're not learning the lesson? Are you not listening? Are you not pivoting? Are you not understanding that it is showing you what you are creating? So if you continue down the path of fear, of anger, of hurt, of sadness, of guilt, of shame, that's what's going to show up in your reality because of the energetic lapse, right? So the emotions you're feeling in this moment right now is creating your future reality. Big concept. I understand that, right? So think about that for a moment, right? So your emotions that you're feeling is past energy. It's past energy that you've already created, right? I'm fearful of this. I'm angry because of this. I'm in the victim because of this. When you understand, and massive life things happen to me and have happened to me often, right? What you need to understand is that, one, there is a greater and higher good, and there is a greater version of you that is asking you to rise. There's a greater version of you in that moment in time that is showing you your worthiness. It's just showing you, in the anger, in the hurt, in the sadness, the guilt and shame. It is showing you that there's a better version of you that you're actually not connected to, right? And so you all know this. This is easy, simple vibrational stuff that you are tuned to a vibrational vibration. The vibration that has momentum is becoming a frequency, right? And so the frequency that you emanate out is an emotional vibration. So in that space, you get to choose, right? And so my life has kind of been this crazy whirlwind for the past couple of years, and much has happened. But what has happened is I have tapped in to my greatness. I have tapped into my power. I have learned when energies are not mine and energies that I'm taking on things that are not mine. I have learned that I can manipulate how I feel, and how I feel is going to change how my future projection of my vibration is, right? So with stress and overwhelm and anger and hurt, so many people turn and say, well, what do I do? You pause, right? And the greatness is in the pause. The greatness is in the stillness. And so many people don't understand that just quieting your mind in any way. And I teach meditation, but that doesn't mean you need to sit in meditation. It means going out to nature. It means connecting to yourself, spending time with family, cooking, being with your pets, whatever it is that allows you to have a release, emotional release, right? So if you have an emotion that comes up that is not desirable emotion to you, one, make the conscious choice that you're not going to stay there. One, because if you stay there, that's the reality that you're creating, right? So how many times have you been like, you woke up and you stubbed your toe, and then, you spilled coffee on you, and then you were late for work, and then it's just this spiral that keeps going and going and going, right? Well, how many times have you woken up and you've been like, oh my God, I'm living gratitude. I'm so grateful today. I'm so grateful for today. And understanding, even if you stub your toe, ow, that really hurt. Wow, okay, this is a massive life thing happening in life, not just even stubbing your toe. What is this teaching me? What is this showing me? What choices do I have in this moment right now? How can I spend more time loving me? How can I spend more time loving my family? How can I spend more time investing in emotionally investing in me? So many people don't understand that emotional investment costs nothing except time. I'm going to say that again. Emotional investment costs nothing except time. But you not being worthy of who you are truly means that you're not emotionally invested within yourself, right? And so with that being said, how important do you feel that you are? Do you feel that you're worthy of your own time? Do you feel that you need to pause for a minute and take time for yourself? Do you feel like you literally have to step back from your life? Do you feel like life is teaching you in some way? Do you feel like your emotions create your reality? Right? And so the future that you want is already within you. The power that you want is already within you. The money that you want is already within you. The love relationship that you want is already within you. The more that you focus on the past, the more the past will repeat itself. The more that you stay in your present reality and transmute the energy that is in front of you, that is what changes reality. And so my throat chakra, right? It's my throat chakra is there's stuff going on in my throat right now. So that's a powerful statement. I'm going to say that again because I was clearing energy for the collective because I clear for the collective when I do my clearings. So with that being said, when you feel like you don't have a voice, when you feel like you're not being heard, when you feel like you don't have power in your life, that is the time to get connected to your emotional body. That is when you're feeling the stress, the overwhelm, the lack, and anywhere in your life, that is when you have to go even deeper into your power. And that is when you have to say, I am powerful, I am love, I am light, I am beautiful, I am source energy, I am divinity within motion. I have an opportunity right now. It is never a problem. It is an opportunity to know my worthiness. I have an opportunity to understand and love who I am. I have an opportunity to be the greatest version of me. We're going to go deep into the emotional body today. So stay tuned, guys. We are going to talk more about vibrational fields and shifting your reality and understanding how powerful you really are. We're going to understand how you create your reality, how thoughts become things, how thoughts become beliefs, and beliefs becomes patterns, and patterns become things. But your emotional body is your trigger. Your electromagnetic fields, or your electro, is your emotions. That is what you are attracting. Your magnetic is the heightened sense of emotion, right? So if you are at a lower heightened sense of emotion, then you're going to attract that. We're going to go deep into that in just a bit. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Today's show is sponsored by my company, Noelle Agape Global, and we are sponsored by my Tulum retreat that is coming up in August, and we still have a few spots left. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling worried, if you're feeling like you are just not connected to you, I promise you this retreat will change your life. I'm going to give you a quick little hit of what this looks like, but we're going to do adventure therapy. We're going to go emotional body. We're going to go deep into your quantum fields. We're going to get massages. We're going to change your life, guys. And please understand that your emotions are your choice. And when you understand that you get to choose your reality, you get to create your power, and the power lies within you, that's when you get to change your life. Come with us and join us at Tulum, guys. And I promise your life will be changed. We'll be right back. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being on the Soul on Fire show. My name is Noelle Agape, and I'm a leading expert in health, wellness, and consciousness. Thank you for those that are on the live, and thank you that those are on the replay. Today, we're going deep into the emotional body and understanding the emotional body and knowing how it literally changes your vibration, which actually changes your frequency, which allows you to create your reality, and understanding that. So we talked about your emotional body and what that looks like. We talked about how connecting to your physical body and your mental body truly is your emotional and your energetic body as well. We talked about how your emotions create what your perception of reality is, right? And so it doesn't create your reality. It just teaches you where you are in your vibrational fields. Fantastic and amazing, yes. A little bit challenging, yes. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to teach you how to work with your emotional body, meaning that you get to understand your emotions on a deeper level. And when you commit to your emotional growth, when you commit to your spiritual growth, when you commit to yourself and your highest self, that is spiritual maturity. You can absolutely have emotional intelligence without spiritual maturity. And that is the difference, guys. We're going to talk deep about what spiritual maturity looks like and the difference between emotional intelligence, which is, a big keyword right now in the personal development stage, is the emotional intelligence. We're going to go beyond that, right? The spiritual maturity is understanding the emotion. It is truly connecting to the emotion. You guys, I have such a relationship with fear, meaning that I have a relationship with fear, just like I have a relationship with my children. I have a relationship with anger, just like I have a relationship with my partner. You have to understand that your emotions are asking you to have a relationship with them. Why? Because your thoughts become things, and your thoughts become patterns, and your patterns become beliefs, and your beliefs become your reality. When you understand that your emotional field is your vibrational field, it's an electromagnetic field, the heightened sense of love for an extended momentum, extended period of time, There's going to be a time lapse, and then that's going to be your reality, right? So the relationship that you have with self, the relationship you have with your inner worthiness, the relationship you have with self-love, the relationship you have with your humanity, the relationship you have with everything that ever triggers you. I promise you that is your greatest gift, guys. When you understand that that person that triggered you at the grocery store or in the relationship that you know, it just keeps triggering you, that your children trigger you, or whatever it is that is your greatest emotional trigger, they are your greatest gifts. One, your soul has chosen this, right? And so it's soul contracts that you have come to experience and expand, and your soul has come here to expand beyond being just mediocre. You are not mediocre. You are powerful. You are divine light living through you, coming through you. And when you understand that your emotional body is teaching you where you are at with your inner being, that is the most powerful thought you can understand. Oh, hey, oh, wow, that just triggered me. Why did that trigger me? Because I'm not standing in my worthiness right now. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, that just triggered me. Why did that trigger me? What did it teach me? Oh, wow, it teaches me that I had no boundaries at all, and I was actually letting this person walk all over me. Wow, that just triggered me. What did that trigger in me? Oh, it triggered that I what didn't feel lovable. I felt abandoned. I felt neglected. What is it showing you, right? When you understand that the God source universe, your power within you, is waiting to come through to you for you to live in your greatest life. It could be the slightest little trigger, or it could be a massive life shift. When you understand that person, that thing, that circumstance that keeps showing up in your life, it is showing you your worthiness. It is showing you your love. It is showing you that you are divinity. I promise you it will change your life. So with that power, what do you do with it? When you understand that you come from a place of service, that is the highest vibration on the planet. You learn a lesson, you master that lesson, you become part of the experience, and you embody the experience, you grow from that, you expand from that, and then you teach it to someone else. That is why we're here, guys. We are here to grow and to experience and expand. And I promise you, your experience will be really a bumpy ride if you're not willing to expand. So, what are emotions? Emotions are expansion. Emotions are expansion. I'm feeling love right now. That is expanding you. I'm feeling anger right now. That is contracting you. If you're in contracted energy, you cannot be in expansion. There are two vibrations that are most powerful on this planet. There are many, many frequencies that you can tap into, but the two most important vibrations that you can understand is contraction or expansion. How do I feel in this moment right now? Do I feel happy? Do I feel good? Do I feel joyful? Do I feel blissful? That is expansion. Do I feel angry? Do I feel mad? Do I feel like a victim? Do I feel victimized? That is contraction. When you understand that contraction is contrast, and contrast is really just recalibrating, you get to manipulate time and space. You get to manipulate energy. I say this all the time with my clients, and Esther Hicks uses this word all the time, but recalibration of energy, right? Energy doesn't go away. It just gets transmuted. So you get a choice. You get to choose. Always, am I going to recalibrate this energy? Am I going to live from joy? I'm going to recalibrate to my greatest, highest version of myself? Or am I going to live in contraction? Because I promise you guys, when you live in contraction, the same lessons will show up with different people, different circumstances. And again, you know, I grow at God's speed because I choose that. I choose to grow at God's speed. And it's not really comfortable for a lot of the people in my life, because I grow and I'm like, okay, you coming with me. And a lot of the time when people feel really safe in my life, that's when I'm like, okay, let's grow, right? I love adventure. I'm an adventure junkie, but adventure ignites my soul. I want you to find something that ignites your soul, right? Is it travel? Is it meditation? Is it hiking? Is it mountain biking? What sets your soul on fire? What ignites that passion within you? That is your worthiness. That's your growth. That is your passion. That is your purpose. That is everything within you that says, yes, go towards that. Because I promise you guys that when you understand that the contrast energy, you could only stay in the contrast energy for so long before your soul will absolutely teach you a massive life lesson, right? There may be things that come up on a pattern in your life. And there were many things. And guys, I have been doing this for 20 years, almost 20 years, 19 years. I have all of these credentials, all of this wonderful stuff, and life still happens to me. I still have lessons that I have to learn. Every day, it still teaches me more about my worthiness. Every day, I still am growing and expanding. I'm never complacent. And my job with myself is I wake up and I say, okay, universe, what are we going to create today? So I'm constantly creating, and it's a very fast moving pace. But there's times where you're in that energy and it's flow. But if it's not flowing in your life, that's the time to pause and go back and go within. So because I'm such a type A person, and because I'm so, I definitely have a lot of masculine energies in me. What it teaches me is it teaches me to go back into my feminine energies, right? And we're going to talk a lot about the masculine and the feminine energies in the next segment. We're going to talk about understanding how spiritual maturity is balancing the masculine and feminine energies within you, not a gender. There's masculine and feminine energies within each of us, right? So that being said, what is spiritual maturity? Spiritual maturity is when a situation that comes up, that has come up in the past, teaches you, and you lean back in your feminine energy, right? Leaning back is feminine energy. And you pause and you evaluate and you learn. And so emotional intelligence is understanding, oh, hey, I'm angry right now. Spiritual maturity goes beyond the emotional intelligence, and it says, wow, I'm angry right now. What is this teaching me? Because right now, in this moment in time, I have a choice. What am I creating? Am I creating more things that are going to cause me more anger? Or am I going to choose a different path? Okay, right now I can't get to joy because I'm really angry. So how do I soften this? What do I need? What does my body need? What does my mind need? What does my emotional body need? Do I need love? Do I need sleep? Do I need food? Do I need water? Do I need to feel supported? What is it that you need in that moment of the emotional trigger? It is asking you to have a relationship with what you need. Find out what you need. A great way to do that is just put your hands on your heart, close your eyes, connect to your body and say, ask your body, what does my body need right now? What does my mind need right now? What does my emotional body need right now? What does my energetic fields need right now? Your body has an emotional intelligence that is so powerful. You have the power that creates worlds within inside of you. And when you understand the power that creates worlds is inside of you, you are God's source universe on a physical body coming through you. That's when you get to move to spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity never goes away, and neither does emotional intelligence. You are constantly on a journey of expansion. Your soul came in and knew that. And you're never done, right? So when you understand that the slightest little tweak in your emotional body, when it's consistent and it has momentum, it will change your frequency. And when you change your frequency, you change your reality. Meaning that your spiritual maturity is your relationship with you, your relationship with your physical body, your relationship with your mental body, your relationship with your energetic body, and your relationship with your emotional body. When you take care of you, and sometimes people will say, oh, hey, you're being a little bit selfish right now. Sometimes you need to be. Because when you're not taking care of you and you're taking care of the rest of the world, that's when your energy and your emotional body will show you. First of all, It's not your responsibility to take care of anybody else's emotions. And so your emotional body is having boundaries. It is so important to understand the boundaries within your emotional body. It's not your responsibility to take care of anyone else's emotions. Yes, you may have responsibilities to take care of someone, but it's not your responsibility to take care of their emotions. It's your responsibility to take care of your emotions. It's your responsibility to take care of how you respond to their emotions. That's spiritual maturity, guys. That is the pocket where you get to dance with the universe and life happens, right? I mean, I'm in the middle of massive life changes, and more to come. You'll see in the next few months of what they are, but massive life changes. If I didn't have spiritual maturity, I wouldn't be able to live in joy. I wouldn't be able to live in trust and knowing. I know from my soul that it's done. I know from my soul that it's taken care of. I know from my soul that everything I want already exists. I just have to get to that frequency match. You are a vibrational match to whatever shows up in your reality. That's the electromagnetic fields. Your electro is your emotions. The magnetic is the heightened scent of the emotions, right? So your thoughts, I'm worthy, I am powerful, I am amazing, I am beautiful, I am lovable. The more that you believe that is the heightened sense of emotion that is bringing into you. Your thoughts become things. That's how thoughts become things. Your thoughts are your emotions. Your thoughts are not controlled by you. You actually get to manipulate your thoughts. There's so many thoughts that are not even yours. There's so many emotions that you're not even yours that you take on. I was just spent a beautiful week in New York with my sister and my family. And my sister and I had this beautiful conversation about taking on other people's energy and understanding when you're a master of your own energy. You say, thank you. That's yours. That's not mine. That's yours. And it was this beautiful conversation because both of us expanded so much because we had different belief systems about our childhood and things that happened. And we had these conversations that were so deep and so juicy. And both of us grew from it because we were like, wait, what's a different way to look at this, right? What's a different perspective? Not being a victim. Oh, amazing. Okay, that was an emotional trigger. What did it teach me? It taught me to be more worthy. It taught me to be in my power, right? And the more that you're expanding in your life, the more emotional lessons will come up. Because the more that you say yes to the universe, to expansion, the more it will show you where you are vibrationally. So I promise you guys that your emotions, they will eventually create your reality, but they are not your reality. Meaning that they are your future. If you choose in this moment to choose joy and you choose it for a momentum that builds that the most powerful vibration is joy, you'll bring joy into your life. If you choose anger, which is your past, and you continue to focus on that, you are looping, that NLP, looping back into your past and your vibration of anger. So how do you do that? Right? How do you manipulate time and space? You take time for yourself. You find relief wherever you can. Emotional intelligence is understanding your vibrational fields, your emotional body. Spiritual maturity is changing the behavior. No one is going to do it for you. No one's going to do it for you, right? You're not in charge of anyone else. And if you are taking on other people's emotions, you're enabling their spiritual growth. Their soul's like, no, okay, I'm going to give this to you now. Their ego's like, yes, please take my emotions from me. But their soul is like, oh, hey, wait, you're stopping my expansion. So from that space, we get to live in spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity is so beautiful. Spiritual maturity is, oh, hey, anger, you're here. Why are you here? What's really going on? This is a version of me. And this is the next segment, guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but I'm going to teach you about how your emotions are coming out through other people. And they're a version of you that is inside of you. There is nothing that is showing up in your reality that is not a version of you. And I promise you guys, when you understand that, you're going to start to look at things differently. I promise you guys, when you understand that Truly, 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 everything is a mirror for you, for your expansion. That's when you get to live in spiritual maturity. We will be right back, guys. Stay tuned because we're going to go deep into some life hacks on how to literally see people as mirrors. We'll be right back, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being on the Soul on Fire show, where we talk about science and spirituality. We merge the mind-body connection. And my name is Noelle Agape. I'm a leading expert in health, wellness, and consciousness. And we are here today talking about the emotional body and how it affects your energetic fields, which really, truly affects your reality, right? So what we're going to talk about now, what we talked about is understanding your emotions and how it's emotional intelligence, and then moving through the lesson to get to spiritual maturity. We also talked about understanding the emotional body, how it is connected to the mental body and the physical body, and how important that is. What we're going to talk about now is understanding truly how relationships are mirrors, and relationships are mirrors in every single way. Not relationships are mirrors and they are teaching you. Yes, that is a basic concept of relationships. It is actually you outpushed. So if there is someone that you are angry at, you're actually angry at yourself for something within inside of you. If there's an emotional trigger or an emotional response, if you find love in someone, if you find joy in someone, it's actually you connected to spirit and you connected to yourself at the highest level, right? So they're showing you how beautiful you are, how worthy you are, how loved you are. But when you rely on an outsource instead of an internal, right? And so this is a big, big, big lesson for many. When you understand that nothing is external, everything is internal. And some people thrive off of external energy and some people thrive off of internal energy. And it's how you're programmed, and it's okay. Both are great. But I promise you guys, when you have a relationship with your highest self, that is when you'll understand that everything is internal, right? And so many people, the emotional body is you either go within and you connect to yourself for emotionally and you restore emotionally within, or you outpush, right? So one is your ego and one is your spirit. So when you go within and you understand that everything is a relationship between you and spirit, and whatever is showing up in your life, whether it is joy, that's spirit, whether it is anger, that is spirit. Spirit is God, source, the universe, whatever you believe it to be, your higher power, higher sense. It doesn't have to be spiritual. There's a better version of you that is talking to you all day. So the relationship that you have with life shows you on a daily basis, meaning that the mailman, if he smiles at you, then that's where you are in your vibrational fields, right? If the mailman was nasty or the life just is coming at you, then you have to understand that that's where you are in your vibrational field. So when you take accountability, which is a huge part of spiritual maturity, when you take accountability for who you are, you take accountability for your emotions, you take accountability for your actions, you take accountability for your decisions, you take accountability for understanding that people are mirrors for you. Your relationship to your higher self, your relationship to your inner being, your relationship to spirit is internal. There is nothing external that is not going on internal. So I promise you guys, if you look at your external world in every single sense, it will show you, how worthy am I? How much do I love you? How much do I love myself right now? How much am I standing in love? How much am I standing in my highest power? What is this teaching me? How have I expanded from this before? When has this lesson come up in my life and I haven't learned or haven't listened to it, right? So people that look for things externally, the car, the house, the ego, the things, right? The people, surrounding yourself with people. That's wonderful in some senses because it allows you to see where you are. As long as you're not relying on them for your happiness, as long as you're not relying on that for your happiness, right? But if you're an internal person, which I am, I am the biggest extrovert introvert that you can possibly understand, because I'm a public figure and I'm out in the public world. I speak on stages all over the world, and I truly need I restore from going within. If too many energies are in my field, I have to literally shut everything down and go within. So what I have to understand is, from an internal perspective also, is that when I get overwhelmed, and many empaths get overwhelmed, they need to go within as well. That's when you're not taking care of yourself, right? From overwhelm, from stress, you're not taking care of yourself, right? The people that look to external resources for their happiness, for anything, they have the problems going within. They're the ones that can't quiet their minds. They're the ones that get jiggy. They're the ones they're the ones actually that truly probably have more life situations come up, or handle life situations with more stress and overwhelm. The grind, the power, the aggressive behavior that we were taught for the last 2,000 years in the Pisces age is no longer existing, right? The age of Aquarius is moving into understanding the future energies and the power that we have within us. The age of Aquarius is now the next 2,000 years that we've moved into, understanding that we get to be the power, we get to be the light. There's no other external source that is allowing us or blocking us, or there's nothing that is blocking us. The only thing that is blocking you from all of the components showing up in your life is you, right? And so the more that you look externally, the more life will teach you that. The more that you look internally, for me, it's super easy. Meditation changed my life. I promise you that if you don't meditate, find a form of meditation that will help you. Those that can't quiet their mind, and those that look for external sources, I want you to ask yourself, how is my ego truly asking me to find something in an external source? Believe me, guys, I mean, I love bougie. I love beautiful. I love nails. I love lashes. I love big houses. I love to travel the world in luxury. I love the luxury experiences in my life. But I promise you that I don't rely on those, right? I just love experiencing those. So you could check your ego along the way, wherever you're going, right? Oh, okay. How am I reliant upon this person for my happiness? How am I reliant upon this thing for my happiness? When you understand that nothing in life is other than a mirror, is just showing you to go back within you. And this is really what humanity needs right now. And it's going through this massive transformation of leaving an old paradigm, of understanding that we were told and we were taught that we need to rely on an external source, that someone needs to help us, right? And I'm not saying that you don't need help and support in the external world. I'm just saying we were taught for the last 2,000 years in the age of industry that we have to rely on something other than ourselves and other than God's source, the universe, or our internal power, whatever you believe it to be. So I'm just asking you, I'm inviting you to see a different perspective. I'm inviting you to see that when you have beautiful gift of spiritual maturity, when you have a beautiful relationship with you, and the most important relationship in your entire life is with you and your emotional body, with your physical body, with your mental body, and with your energetic body, that's when you can actually have relationships with other people and other things, right? So the luxury things that I love, I have a beautiful relationship with them. Why? Because I love them. I love them, and I know how worthy I am. I believe in my worthiness. I have fun with it. But I don't need it, right? I could be camping tomorrow with, under the stars if I had to. So I want you to ask yourself, I want you to go into your life, and I want you to ask yourself, where are my emotional triggers, right? Where am I putting my power? Am I giving my power away to something or someone? Am I looking for an external validation? And that was a big lesson for me, guys, a big lesson for me, right? Because I have so much education. I did all the right things, that I thought that was the right path, right? I thought that having the external validation was really such a big thing. Do you love me? Do I have the right degrees? Do I have all this? Because with that, it gave me power, but it was a false sense of power. What it really gave me was a realization that I love knowledge and I love the gift of life. And the more knowledge that I have, the more I can teach, right? But my ego was like, no, I need to have this as validation. my soul was like, no, you just need to have it to teach, right? You need to have this I'm a teacher. I teach. You need to maybe guide people to a different way and allow them on their own journey, allow them to see their own growth, allow them to be in that space without judgment, with gratitude, and truly just living in a space of love, and knowing that, yes, you can have all of those external things, but why are you having them, right? Are you using them for the greater and higher good? Are you enjoying them in the process? Or are you using them to feed your ego, right? And so the battle between your ego and your emotional body is always going to exist. And I promise you guys, as long as you're in a human body, that will exist, is that our ego is there to teach us to expand, but our ego is old paradigms that no longer serve us. And when we break free from those egoic belief systems, when we break free from needing the external validation, from needing the external love, from the insecurities, from the anger, from all of the lower vibrational things that we have been taught that's our power, that is when your life starts to shift. And sometimes it shifts in massive ways, and sometimes it just shifts in little ways. But when you understand that, like, every single time you have judgment upon yourself or someone else for anything, that judgment's going to come back and show you. Anytime you have anger, it's going to come back and it's going to show you. So your emotional body is showing you through the people externally, right? And so life is a mirror to you, which is wonderful, but they are you outpushed. There's nobody that comes into your vibrational field ever that is not a part of you, that is showing you, oh, hey, this is where you are vibrational. Your internal guidance system is the most powerful gift that you can have. Your internal guidance system, your emotional body, is your gauge. It shows you the way, guys. It is so beautiful and so intelligent, and it shows you the way. I'm in anger right now. I'm in my ego right now. I'm in judgment right now. And believe me, I am the first one to say, I'm sorry when I was in my ego. I'm the first one to also say that I was very judgy, very, very judgy, because my insecurities when I wasn't in spiritual maturity was like, oh, you need to be doing this for me to make me feel good. And what I didn't understand in that moment was that person was showing me that I didn't feel good because I wasn't, my boundaries were being crossed, or I wasn't allowing myself to live in self-love. I wasn't living in the abundance that I should be living in, right? And so when you take accountability for your emotions, when you take accountability for your reality, when you take accountability for your vibration, when you take accountability for your life, that's when life changes, right? Is when you see stress and overwhelm and you keep barreling through, regardless of whatever is going on with you emotionally and physically and mentally, and you still keep going through that, life's going to give you more of that. I promise you guys, I left 2 groups that were very powerful groups this week, right? It was a business group and it was another group. Why? Because I felt overwhelmed, and I stopped and I said, whoa, okay, where am I not living in my purpose? Where am I not considering what's going on with me? My time is my greatest asset. My time is my money, right? And so I get paid in time. If I'm giving my time away and I'm resentful every single time I'm doing something, even if it was for the greater good and it started out to be good for me, but it's no longer good for me, your soul will teach you. You've already expanded beyond that energy. It's time to move on. Your soul will show you. If you're in overwhelm, if you're in stress, if you're in anger, if you're in hurt, if you're in any of the lower vibrations, I promise you it's because you're not expanding into your worthiness. You're not expanding into your greatness. You're not expanding into seeing something that is not for you anymore, right? You're allowed to separate from things. You're allowed to give people back their emotions. You're allowed to stand in your power. You are allowed to be in your greatness. The world has taught us that we have to rely on something or someone else, when all you have to do is rely on you and trust the process and trust that you are more powerful than you will ever know. Trust that you know, your inner being knows the way. Trust that if there is something in your soul that you are not listening to, life will teach you, life will show you. There's never a moment, ever a moment, guys, that your inner being is not saying, hey, go this way. I promise you it is better. I'm not saying the path of least resistance is the best way always, because I'm not saying sit back and meditate and just receive and expect things to happen. There always has to be some sort of action that comes with it. But when it is divine aligned action, it is very different. When you take things, action, from a lower emotional state, which is a lower vibrational state, I promise you that's what's going to show up. When you build a business from a lower vibrational state, I promise you the struggle will come with you. When you build a relationship from a lower codependent, judgmental, whatever it is, when you're building on that relationship from that space, that's what's going to show up in your life, guys. When you're building on a relationship or a business or your life from joy, from happiness, from inspired action, beauty and grace and strength will come from that. And there will be times in life where you will think you're being tested and you are never being tested. Guys, I promise you the universe is loving and kind. It is not testing you. It is showing you your greatness. It is not saying, oh, let's see how strong Noelle is through this whole process because she's got through this. So let's see if she can get through this. The universe is never testing you. God, source, the universe, your greatest power within you is showing you, hey, you're not in alignment with your highest self right now. Maybe you should do a check within. Maybe stop looking so much externally and go within. Do the work, guys. Do the work. It's never an easy journey to do the work. The spiritual gift of maturity, spiritual maturity, is understanding. I got to take accountability. I got to be responsible for my emotions. I got to be responsible for who I am. I am not responsible for someone else's emotions. I'm not responsible for who they are. They get to choose, but I get to choose. I get to choose my self-worth. I get to choose my self-love. I get to choose my power. I get to choose my destiny. I'm not saying it's going to show up tomorrow, but I promise you, when you are in higher vibration constantly, every single day you're working to be towards a better version of yourself, a better version of you will eventually have to show up. It's just the law. I promise you that, guys. When you are in vibrational alignment with anything, it shows up in your reality. What are you in a vibrational alignment with? Look at your life. Look at where you are. What is going on in your life? What is life teaching you? What is your emotional body teaching you? Your emotions teach. They teach you expansion or they teach you contraction. But you get to choose. The universe will never take away your free will. At what point are you going to earn your power? At what point are you going to say, I understand that this person pushing my buttons was actually pushing me to my greatest version of myself. That person is me outpushed. Oh, there's a version of me that I actually have to work on. There's a version of me that I need to grow in that area of my life. Oh, wow. That person's not being douchey. That person is actually teaching you. Stop, pause, go within. Your power is within you. You are more powerful than you ever know. Everything you need is within inside of you. Your internal guidance system shows you daily. Listen. If you are not listening, life will teach you. Your experience will be bumpy. It will be hard. It will be aggressive. Ease and grace comes to you with spiritual maturity. When you understand that anger, that hurt, that overwhelm, that stress, that sadness, that was your past energy that you created yesterday, the day before, a lifetime ago. But in this moment, that it's showing me and teaching you, I get to change it. I get to transmute this energy into a higher vibration. I get to live from my power. I get to live from my soul. You are more powerful than you will ever know. I love you guys so, so much. If you are willing to work on yourself and you are willing to go even further, I promise you the universe will allow you to. If you want to go even further, come on our retreat into Loom. We will change your life. I promise it will change your life. We're going to do adventure therapy. We're going to have massages. We're going to go deep into your quantum field. We're going to change your life. You're more powerful than you ever know. Please like and share and subscribe and share this out to the world, because we want the world to live in their power. We love you so, so much. And I promise you guys, when you say yes to the universe, it will say yes to you.